Hello everybody in YouTube land. This is Material Girl 338, otherwise known as Diane. This is video number 2 on making the retro apron. I have just put the lining on it. It's cut out. This is the first tier. What I did was I sewed interfacing on it. Let me show you the interfacing. Ouch. I almost tripped and killed myself. Okay, so I took the pieces and I ironed on the interfacing. And this, I used a tricot, which is like a netting. It's a net woven interfacing. So, and I put it on all of the pieces that I'm going to be using. And then I took a piece of lining, I traced it out, and I attached the lining to the front part of the skirt. And I sewed all around, and I left the waist part open. Now what I did was, I didn't have binding, so I had to I made my own, and I have a lot of I forgot what you call this, linen. It's a lining. It's lining material. So I had my own, and I made my own bias tape, and within the move and everything, I lost my bias maker, and I had to go out yesterday to Joann's and buy one, and they look like this. This is a bias. Okay, it's metal, and you put the material in here. You cut out, like, this is for 1 inch. This is a 1 inch bias, and I needed to make a double fold. This is a double fold. This is, you see this binding? When you open it up, it opens up more, okay? That's a double fold bias. And if you measure it, it's 1 inch. And what I did was, I attached it, I pinned it to the inside of the skirt. Before when I put the lining on, what I did was, once the lining was on, and it was on, it was facing the right side, before I turned it in, I made little cuts, and you can see them over here. See these little pieces here? I made little cuts around the curves, so that the material flows around the curves, so that when you turn it inside out, you're able to get a nice smooth edge. Okay, so now what I'm doing is, I just pinned the bias onto the right side of the skirt, and I'm going to sew a stitch right in here in the crease. Okay, and I have it sticking upward. This way, once it's sewed, I take it and I fold it over. Okay, so now I have binding that looks like that. And then I sew this part. Okay, so that's my next step. This is video number 2, and I have to do that with the second part of the skirt, which is this part. But what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to change the pattern as I'm going through. I'm not going to make a 3-tier. I'm going to make a 2-tier, and I'm going to use, where is it? I'm going to use this piece. I'm only going to make 2 tiers, so it will look like this. Okay. It will look like this. This is the lining for this piece. Okay, and I'm going to put the top on this piece like that, with the waistband. This is the tie. This is the waistband, actually. Okay, with the waistband like that. So you can get an idea how it's going to look. It's going to look sexy. It's a sexy looking skirt, Retro Apron. Okay, so that's video number 2, and I will sew the binding on, and then I will do video number 3. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.